Hi, good afternoon, all. This is Dolores from Getting Gigs, and today I'd like to talk to you about the side hustle or gig called Labcorp. The reason I chose to talk about them is because I was actually once again looking at their website to see what positions that they had available remotely. I had applied for them once, like maybe a couple months ago, but it wasn't like something that I really wanted to do. Like I just applied for a position, didn't hear back from them. I was actually overqualified for a position, so I'm kind of glad that they didn't call me back. But I like to check up on their website every couple months just to see what they have available. To see if there's something else that I might be qualified for or something that I'm interested in. Like I said, like earlier in different videos, I'm actually mostly interested in working remotely or working as a side hustle or gig for a company, because I don't want to go into a job, a 9 to 5 anymore. So when I look for positions and I post positions, mostly I speak about the side hustles, gigs, or remote work because that's something I'm interested in doing. But I will show you that they do have other positions available that are not remotely, just in case you're interested, because they do actually do have a lot of positions currently available. So let's get into it. The website is labcorp.com. It's labcorp.com. And if you go right on the top where it says careers, you would just click there. You'll be brought to a page that looks a lot like this. Will be exactly the same page. I'll say change it by the time you look at this video. And right down here on the bottom, you can filter on remote or unspecified. Most of the unspecified ones are jobs where you have to do have to go into an office. Right now, I'm filtering on just the remote jobs. And for the remote jobs, I did see that they had a few positions where you do not have to have a degree. They do have some that you do have to have a degree. It all depends on your current situation, so you just have to look to see what you're qualified for. But for people that don't have a degree and are interested in getting a position with this company, they have a customer service or customer support position available remotely. And for this one, the position pays between $16 and $25 per hour. It says you only need a high school diploma or GED equivalent. And then they have all the information like you need to know Microsoft Office is required. And they have a few other qualifications on here. And they have a pay range of between $16 and $25 an hour. For that, if you apply and then they do an interview with you, I would probably shoot for the higher end of that. Like I would ask for the higher end of that, because if they're putting between $16 and $25 an hour, that means they can afford to do the $25 an hour. Don't sell yourself short. Like if you don't have all the experience, if you have most of it, shoot for the 25. If you have only like one or two qualifications, don't have that much work experience, then shoot for somewhere in the middle. Just don't sell yourself short. Know what you're worth before you go ahead and apply for these positions, so that way if you do get called or you do an interview, you're going to make what you need to make or what you should be being paid for at the company, because you don't want to wait a couple of years to move up to the spot where you should be at. Now, in terms of the that position, like that one is part time. Um, but I'm going to suggest to you is if you do apply for that position or any other position with this company or any other company, that you tailor your resume to make sure that the keywords that are in the job offer or the description are in your resume. So, like for instance, I'm going to show you another position that they have remotely, which is this payroll specialist, which also says that you don't have to have a degree. This is a degree is not required, but it is preferred. This one pays between $15 and $24 an hour. For this one, like put down in here, you have to have Excel skills, attention to detail. Like they have a few key words on here, like verbal and written communication, time management, and prioritization skills. Make sure that your resume has those keywords in it, because what will happen is they put a lot of these companies, especially these larger companies, they put your resume through a scanning system. It's called an ATS system. And what happens is it looks over your resumes, search for those keywords, and if it finds them, it says, okay, this person meets this many criteria. This might be a person that might be eligible for this position. But if your resume doesn't have those keywords, you might not get called back by this company unless somebody manually looks at your resume. And you might be the best qualified person for this position, but you're not going to get it because your resume was not updated and tailored to meet the criteria that they're looking for. So even though you might have the criteria, you didn't word it the way that they needed it to be worded for you to get the interview. So just keep that in mind. Just always have like a word copy of your resume where you can update it. Just constantly update it for every position you apply for. Now, those are the two positions that I found that were remote. Now that I'm interested in applying for. They actually had a couple other, but they did require that you did have to have certain degrees for them. Like there's a couple of them that I might actually apply for because the project manager one I do have that certificate, so I might apply for that one. But I haven't had a chance to look at that one yet. But I wanted to show you the other positions that they had available that were not remote. They were just within the country. I mean, just within, wherever you're at. I just want to show you also the countries that they have available positions for. Like, there's like quite a few on here, but there's only like handful at each country besides the United States. And besides, like, there's Japan. I think they had India. Yeah, they have a lot, like 24 at India. Some at United Kingdom, but the rest were in the United States. So you have to look to see whether or not you'll be able to work for them or not. But I wanted to show you like the non-remote positions. They have over 1,100 positions open right now. Now, not all of these require degrees. So what you have to do is determine what you're looking for. And what you can do is select by the category that you're interested in, which one you want to apply for or you're interested in looking at. Like the administrative services, business, corporate office, human resources, IT, other, project management, regulatory, research and development. So you already know what your criteria is, what you're capable of. So I would just go through each one of them, and like if you never drawn blood, you're not going to apply for this position right here. If you never if you're not a doctor, you're not going to apply to be a doctor. So you to kind of know which ones not to look at and waste your time on. So just and they have subcategories too, like an account, relationship, biometrics, credit and collections. Like they have all these other subcategories that you can filter on as well. But I just want to show it to you, like, because they have a lot of positions available, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. So some of these companies, what happens is they have a lot of positions available because they're going through people. Like people who will come to the company, they'll move on to another department, or they'll come to the company, gain their experience, move to another company. Like people like are transition, like they go from one company to another, or the company grows and they need more people. So I don't always take a company having a lot of positions open is a bad thing. And in a lot of cases, it might actually be a good thing because it means that they can afford to hire new people. And if they can afford to hire new people, then maybe there's a chance they won't be laying off people anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the way I look at it. And I also too look at that's like not only my only criteria what I look at. I also look and see what shows on Glassdoor for the company. So like for them, they have like a 3.5 star rating. For me, I consider that like a little bit above average. Like if they have like a two two rating, like a 2 star rating, I would probably question it, and I would look to see at the most recent ratings, like what they've been getting, because like they could have improved since they got the two. But like if everything's bad since like when you go look at some of the reviews and you see that everything's bad, then chances are I wouldn't take a chance with them. But since they have a 3.5 rating, I think this is a legitimate company to work for. And I've seen like, like if you go look at the salaries and information that they have out here, like some of the things that they have out here, if you look at like the medical technologist, 53 to 70,000, just like project manager, 78,000 to 118,000, supervisor, 55 to 81,000. Like if you look at just some of the positions out there, they actually pay pretty decent, like in terms of the company itself. So that right there was a positive to me because I don't want to work somewhere where I'm working hard and I'm not getting compensated for it. So this is a job that I would consider hiring, like I would consider working for myself. I'm actually looking at the positions that they have available and I'm applying for myself for the ones that I'm interested in. And I just wanted to share with you guys because I think that there's a lot of opportunities here at this company, and I think it's a worthwhile chance to take. Because, like, what's the worst case scenario? You apply for the job, you don't get hired. How many other jobs have you applied for and you didn't get hired for? I applied for maybe 600. I didn't get hired from any of them. A lot of them were jobs that I probably shouldn't applied for, um, but that was a lesson learned. I shouldn't have applied for positions that I had no desire to do. I applied for a lot of call center positions. Turns out I don't like doing calls, so I stopped applying to them. I applied for a lot of positions doing like administrative work. I don't mind typing, but yeah, I don't know if I want to do it all day. So you kind of learn as you go along what you want to apply for and what you don't want to apply for, because like I don't know you don't want to get what you wish for if that's not really what you wanted to wish for. So I didn't wish to be a call center person, so I stopped applying for those positions because those jobs were calling me back, and I simply just didn't want to do them. So anyway, this is Dolores from Getting Gigs. I just wanted to share this one with you because I think it's a worthwhile company to research for careers and positions that they have available. They do have a few remote possibilities working here. They have a lot of jobs where you can work inside of an office here. Just have to check and see if they have positions available in your area. Uh, Till next time, thank you for watching.